At age 8, I went to a school disco. Pop stars was the theme. A pretty red-headed girl dressed as Britney Spears. Liked my choice of Backstreet Boy. And asked me to dance. I've danced ever since. I went through school with 3 brothers who all played football. I watched Sailor Moon, they watched Pokemon. My parents sent us to St. Paul's Catholic College for the discipline, they said.
It's a good thing I caught you. I'll make an example out of you. But That's enough out of you. Leave this room and report to the principal's office immediately.
And to keep us away from girls. All throughout my schooling, I continued to dance. I loved reading too, and writing. By the time I got to Year 12, I was sure I would become a journalist. I was top of my English classes, all 3 of them. Dance wasn't an option at school. I loved it, but never took it seriously. I got the UAI I needed to take a course at UTS in Writing and Cultural Studies. I was my parents' golden child. 2 brothers had left school early. I went right through and started a fascinating degree I loved. Meanwhile, I was dancing in musical theatre productions where I met the most beautiful girl in the world. She was Belle, of course. She sang like an angel. She told me about WAPA. I went and auditioned. I got in. I left my degree 2/3 finished to fly across the country to study dance. I couldn't have predicted it, but it changed my life. I used to think that doing what made sense to you was the appropriate thing. I was a bright student, I loved to write, so it made sense to go to UTS. Then I rocked up to an audition I was sure I wouldn't pass, but I did and took it as a sign. I've since learned not all about dance, but about myself. I live on my own now. I pay the rent, I buy and cook my food, drive myself to work and uni, 5 days a week. I understand that hard work and the right amount of risk-taking fulfill me, and that despite the fact that my brothers still live at home and work fairly steady jobs, I am different to them. I always have been.